Welcome to another edition of Talk to Me with myself, Adedoja Allen. I am the MD CEO of City 1051 FM. I pray that this month and this year, as it's gradually coming to an end, you will have bountiful measures and celebrate with exceeding joy in your homes, beginning from today, this very day, in Jesus' name. Can I hear you loud? Amen. All right. So you can stream us live by visiting our website at www.city, that's CITY1051fm.com, or we are on MixLR at City CITY1051 FM to listen live, listen on the go, listen in your pockets. You can also go to any Google Play Store or iOS store and search for City 1051 FM to download the City FM app and listen on the go. You can watch us live on my personal handle at Doja Allen and on YouTube at City CITY 1051. So many platforms for you to join the interesting conversations that go down on City FM. So as you all know, on the show we delve into and discuss marriage and its complexities. Even I, by the day, by the week, I totally agree that marriage can be very complex. Just wait till you hear tonight's story. We have had several discussions that borders on building and sustaining healthy marriages. We've discussed topics ranging from communication in marriage, 5 love languages, infidelity, infertility, intimacy, sex, abuse, finance, family planning, a word for the singles, age gap in marriage, power of an apology in marriage before you say I do, what do men want, what do women want, marriage issues, common marriage problems, just to name a few. We've actually gone round. We've talked about nearly everything or every possible issue or complexity marriage can have. The objective of our show is to share in your experience in your marriage, your personal marriage. I've shared my own experiences. Then we want to share real life issues, which is where we have gravitated towards now, talking about real life issues and offer counsel that will help build a godly marriage, strengthen the family systems. That's what we want to do. That's the key thing. And then make sure that we do have a marriage that will be enjoyable. That's the end. That's the cocoa of the matter. Enjoyable to both spouses and produce godly children. Nowadays, we see the effect of bad marriages, bad parenting in the lives of boys and girls. And we want to avoid too many of these things from happening. So if you've been following this show from day one, you will see that we're moving, gradually where the show is getting more and more interesting and real. So we've talked about, we've discussed rather all the topics. We've dissected the topics. We had experts come in and tell us their experiences. And now we're moving into now sharing the real life issues. People that are going through one thing or the other, what they have done, and the ones that need our counsel, what we need to, what kind of advice or counsel we should give them. And more importantly, like I always emphasize, we need to learn from these other people's experience so that we do not make the same mistakes. And that's why I've been bringing this real life experiences here for couples who are willing to share their experiences on the show. Then we're going to give our best advice and hope that we can all learn, as I said, from their experience. So if you have a real life story to share, and of course you want to remain anonymous, please send it to me. We want to hear it all at talk to me, one word, at city1051fm.com, or you can send it to our WhatsApp on 0909916440 and we'll do our best to help you and give you good counsel. We'll discuss it. You feel much better about it. You remember, just again to emphasize or to buttress this point, remember our last week's case. I got a mail from a lady who shared her story, and then we discussed it last week, and then she sent another mail thanking us for our advice and how blessed she was to have listened. So she tuned in last week, and surprisingly, she saw that it was her case that we were dissecting, and she took quite a lot of counsel from it. She's seeking that we keep her in our prayers. That was how she ended her mail. She said, just keep me in your prayers. We sure will do. We can see that to the glory of God, the show is helping people in their marriages, and we're achieving the objective, the key objective of the show. Thank God for that. And I'm actually totally extremely happy. And of course, a very big thank you to all my listeners. I do have ardent callers who would listeners and callers who would always ring in every week to offer their counsel, and I do not take any of those counsels for granted at all. So tonight I have another marriage case. I want us to help share our advice, honest opinion on this. It's actually quite okay, let me not preempt. All right, so let me read. The man said, so it's a man that sent in this write up. So it's a man that has experienced this. So I read, I am a 45-year-old man living in pain and regret. I beg to be prayed for and given good counsel so I can find peace in my heart. My phone lines are buzzing. Hold on. 9 years ago, I met my wife through a friend. She was a type of religious woman. Yes, a good Christian woman who showed piety in everything, her looks, dressing, and attitude. Of course, it's every man's dream to marry a good woman. She fits the description of what I wanted, being the first son of my mother. My mother and I share a special bond, which I never knew was a problem for my wife. When we got married, my wife began to fall sick, especially when she was pregnant in the early stages of our marriage. Things were also going down for me after we got married. I own a dealer business and I already was making good money when I got married. After wedding, dollar started falling so bad and my business was affected. My wife, being a religious person, went into long days of fasting and prayers. Prophecy came that my mother was behind our troubles, having a child and affecting our business. So the prophecy warned that my mother was pretending to love me, but that her hands were not clean. I cannot begin to tell you about all the prophecies that came concerning my mother. There was so much that when my mother came to visit us, my wife had so many challenges. My wife had to move out of the house at some point because she said she cannot stay in the same place as my mother. My mother was upset and really displeased. I beg your pardon. My mother was upset and really displayed her anger at being labeled a witch or an evil person. My mother eventually vowed never to return to my house. Strangely, things began to take a different turn and we had our children and business began to pick up gradually. So I tried on several occasions to make peace with my mother and my wife, but my wife made it difficult. My mother was very bitter and a few years later she became sick, very sick. I tried on my own to visit and send money for her upkeep, but my mother got worse and worse. In all of this, my wife was still not in speaking terms with my mother. I listened to a lot of wrong advice to maintain my home, that my mother has lived her own life, so I should focus on my own life, my wife, my home. I have 3 children. None of them ever visited my mom because my wife will not allow it. Early this year, my mother passed. It was very painful. The entire family turned against me and warned me never to come for the burial. I pleaded through my uncles before I was allowed, but my wife was warned to stay off. In August this year, the police got in touch with me to expose one prophet who has been given, that's the twist of the story, who has been given false prophecies to married women. And they discovered my wife was one of the people who he was sleeping with and giving false prophecies to. I just became weak. My wife confessed because she was invited to give statement at the police station. She said she did not know that the man was giving false prophecies, but he convinced her that she would only get pregnant if he sleeps with her, and that her mother-in-law should not be around the house because her spirit will contaminate the prayers. The prophet himself confessed that he never deceived my wife and that my wife was the one who was jealous of my closeness with my mother. I wanted prayers to drive away my mother from our home. I did a DNA test, and 1 out of my 3 children is not mine. The first and last are mine, but the middle child is not mine. My wife and her family have been begging and asking for forgiveness. My family wants me to send my wife away. I love my 3 children, even the one that is not mine. What should I do? I will never forgive myself for allowing my wife push my mother away from me, and how she died without seeing her grandchildren. I was completely blindsided or blindfolded, whichever word to use. And right now, I am at a loss. Is divorce the way out? Please advise me. Sigh. Numbers to call to join this conversation is 07001051. 1051 0909 916 4403. I'm so sad. I'm upset. I'm annoyed. When I started to read and prepare for this show, I'm like, prophecy from who? Which prophets? Who is giving you prophecy? All right. The phone lines have started ringing. Could you read it? Hello, could you turn down the volume of your radio, please? Ooh. Hello? Hello, good evening. Okay, I lost the call there. So, okay. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Oh. I'm sure, don't worry. I'm sure you will. The lines, I know the lines will buzz very well tonight. Hello, good evening. What's your name and wait? Could you turn down the volume of your radio, please? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Oh, hello. Oh, okay.
Hello, good evening.
Yes.
Mrs. Adedoja.
Good evening.
My name is Yinka. I'm so lucky to get through this evening.
All right.
Being the first caller, I guess.
Yes, you are the first caller.
Okay, I would like to start with this. I read my Bible and I read a portion that says the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy.
Right.
That suggests to me that once I have Jesus, then I can be the prophet of myself.
Of my life.
You get the point.
The prophet over my life.
I'll give you an instance. Before I was dating a lady many years back. My marriage is 8 years old. So before my marriage, and there was a prophecy our mother said that because I came from a polygamous home, we can't have children. So she'll back out. And believe you me, I felt sorry for the girl because she really lost a good man for the sake of believing that false prophecy. I'm married now. I have 2 daughters, 2 lovely daughters.
Wow.
I'm still I came from a polygamous home. How come I had 2 daughters?
So
if the prophecy
right.
were to be
so
true.
You lost that first girl. So you lost that first girl.
Once you have Jesus and you're a Christian, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Anybody bamboo. Hello, I can hear you.
I said so. You lost you lost that first woman.
Yes, I know. She lost me because I mean I really wanted her. I really want to make a difference in her life, but she lost me because she believed her mother's so-called prophecy. You get the point?
Yeah.
So now I'm married for 8 years. Have 2 lovely daughters. One is 6, one is 3. So for me, I don't know where they get these prophecies from.
I
just don't understand.
I tire. I just honestly, I weak as they say.
But my advice to the man, he just get himself together. If he feels he can get along with the woman, having known that she slept around, maybe fine. But if he can't, I think he should just go separate ways. She has done much harm than she could do anyway.
Thank you so much, Inka.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
Could you turn down the volume of your radio set, please?
Okay, is it down now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Joseph, calling from Ipaja.
Okay. Hi, Joseph. Go ahead. Talk to me.
Okay. I want to speak to this matter.
Say that again.
Hello? I said I want to speak to the matter on ground.
Sure. Oh, sure. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why I have you. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, I'm glad that the guy says he loves his 3 kids.
Including the one that is not. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a very good first step. Then I know the Bible says that who commands a thing and it comes to pass when the Lord has not
said it.
Or who says a thing and it comes to pass when the Lord has not commanded it.
Yeah.
So all these prophecies, the Bible has also made us understand that there will be wolves in sheep's clothing in the form of prophets and all that. And that's why we are encouraged to also go deep and know our Bible. You understand? Now, one thing I know for sure is that divorce is not the way out.
Yeah.
Especially after having 3 kids together. Because you don't think of only yourself in the whole matter. Now, from what you read, it appears the woman is like sort of apologetic or contrite.
Of course.
And she wants to come back. Right?
Yeah.
Her family is also begging. The Bible admonishes us to forgive. Because there's no way that bitterness will not stay, no matter what. Even if the guy tries to move on, he has those kids who will continue to remind him of the woman. And that bitterness will stay. So, my advice is that, 1, he should hold on to God. 2, together with the woman, they can seek counsel. They are Christian counselors.
Yeah.
You understand? They are Christian counselors. Let them seek counsel, right? And let them work on this. They don't have to rush into anything. It might take a few months. It might take a year. It might take more than a year. But let them work at it together for their own benefit and the benefit of the children. And with God, nothing is impossible. They can still build a very, very happy home.
Oh, thank you so much, Joseph.
Despite all that has gone on.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much for your wonderful and godly counsel and contribution. Thank you. So that was Joseph there. Also preaching forgiveness. And then asking that both couples should just, put it behind them and allow the marriage to
Hello.
Hello. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Kokoti.
Your name is?
Kokoti.
Kokoti.
Yes.
Okay. Kokoti. Okay. All right. Talk to me.
I got so pained each time I heard a thing of prophecy. Seriously, religious men, a lot of them have shattered a lot of homes with their nonsense prophecy. And not just enough. I had one like that. A dated lady for about 3 years. We're planning to get married, and someone along the line, she came out with, okay, not the husband, that she has someone else that is a real husband, according to the prophecy. The moment I heard that, I just gave up. And yes, because I know where that was coming from. If I try to forge ahead, it will be a problem tomorrow. So it's always a big scam. And my advice for the man is, if he can't bear with the lady, it's best they go their separate ways, because seriously, it has done a lot of damage.
You're not preaching. You're not preaching forgiveness, Kokoti or Kokoti.
Huh?
I said you're not preaching forgiveness.
Yes, you can forgive, but the thing is this: while God forgave us, there are things other people cannot take. This is just like a scars on our bodies.
that will not be there. Yeah, we preach that God hates divorce. But I also understand that God does not like we killing one another, like two spouses. If, like, maybe you're living a marriage that is full of violence, will God prefer for one spouse to kill one another in the name of God hates divorce? God won't prefer that. So it's best if he cannot forgive the woman and still live with her, so it's best for him to let the woman go while he keeps custody of the children. That's my take.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Wow. Thank you, Kokoti. Thanks for your contribution. So I mean, that's it's. I'm sure that you can see that the story is actually quite pathetic. What do you advise? I need you to call me with your contribution and your counsel. 07001051 1051 and 0909916443. So I was going to say that. Hello. Could you turn down the volume of your radio, please?
The volume is down.
Yes, please. All right. What's your name and where are you calling from? What's your name?
My name is Noel. I'm calling from Georgia. Yeah.
All right, Noel. Talk to me.
I do listen to your program every time.
Thank you very much.
And I enjoy it a lot.
Thank you. Thank you for listening.
I'm married. I think I have to. So I listened to the story at hand, and it's a very very serious matter because this is an emotional
very
thing.
Serious.
Yes, it's an emotional thing too. So I listen to other callers too. So Bible preach forgiveness, which is paramount. But for me, I cannot take this thing because for me, trust is a very, very important thing. And I hold trust more than love. That's for me. Trust for me is more than love. As like I hate somebody betraying my trust. It keeps me fast. So for that woman to do that kind of thing, like now the man lost his mother, and the man find out that one of the child is not his. So the advice I would give to man is, I know it's difficult, but children is another thing. I hate distrust, or as I hate disappointment or breaking of trust, so I don't play with children. I don't play. So the love for children, or to keep marriage, I can, because of children, keep a marriage that I don't want. You understand? But because of children, I can keep the marriage that I'm tired of. I can just pretend that's nothing. I can pretend over it. So for the man, I know the woman has done a lot of damages, and the woman, I don't know if it's what he can forgive. He can let it take it, but it's not going to be smooth as it is before then. And another thing is this: for the child that the father is not his, for me, I will advise him to keep the child, but the child knows no other father than him. So, and the role family play in marriages too of their children is another thing we need to check out in this kind of thing. Because I have somebody too that not similar thing, but family play a bigger role. And the woman has parents that would have been able to call her and, how is this thing? Why is this thing going like this? But parents always want to take side because of one prophet that is hungry from one corner, trying to prophesy like this is what is happening. Because I'm still telling people, this church or this prophet of people too, people should be very careful of them because they have done more damages than good too. So it's not really, it's a bad thing. It saddens me to hear this kind of stuff. I know it's not just a make-up story. It's a true life story.
Of course.
It saddens me. It saddens me. Because see, people should learn to know their God by themselves. Do you understand? It's not knowing your God through man of God. You have your Bible.
Yeah.
Please understand. Ask God for
Tire.
a direction.
Honestly,
Do you understand?
know God for
So
yourself.
Yeah, just know God for yourself. Why we keep saying pastor, pastor? But that's why I told my uncle one day. We were arguing, he was asking Bible. I'm not going to cross. How long has that, or when was the last time you picked your Bible say, let me see those things out? But you are telling me that your pastor said your pastor. Which one is your pastor? Is your pastor the author of the Bible? So he was looking at me.
Yeah.
So we should be close to our Bible.
Thank
For
you.
me, to conclude, if the man can forgive, let him do it. But if he can, we are human, we are not God. Even Bible say, if you cannot, if you think that you cannot continue marriage, they are saying God is not against divorce. What God is against is adultery. So understand, God is not against divorce. If you cannot keep up with the marriage, you kindly leave, but don't go and remarry when the other partner is still alive. So that one is adultery. So that's my contribution, man.
Thank you very much, Noel. Thank you. Time check, it's 57 minutes past 8 p.m. You're tuned in to City 1051 FM, and we are your number one lifestyle station. To join in the conversation tonight, the number to call is 070010511051. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Theo.
Your name is?
Theo
Theo.
Calling from.
Oh, Theo.
Yeah,
Okay, Theo. Okay, Theo.
Yeah, Theo, yeah. You know, I lost my mom.
Theo, could you
17 years
turn down
ago.
the volume of your radio set? I don't know. If
My
it's-
radio is off, actually.
Okay, all right,
Off.
thank you. Okay. You
Yeah,
lost your
so
mom.
I
Go
think-
ahead.
Yeah, 17 years ago. So, I mean, and till now, I still miss her a lot. There are days where, because I have two daughters and a son, there are days where I'm with my daughters and, I'm trying to understand, the way they think, raising a son is different from raising a daughter. So sometimes I wish my mom was alive so I could, get some nuggets and some ideas and advice. So but hearing this story now of someone who was manipulated to losing his mother and losing the love of his mother.
Correct choice of word there.
Yes. To a point where he couldn't have a beautiful experience, a memorable experience towards her death. Because the only thing that consoles me is towards her final years of her departure from earth. I had a beautiful time with my mother. So that's the consolation. Even after 17 years when I do miss her, those are the consolations I have. But someone like him, knowing that he cannot have any form of beautiful memory that he can hold on to at this point in his life where he's down, where everything is against him at this point in his life. And when he thinks about his mother, the only thing he can think about is, I was instrumental to adding sorrow to my mom. There's no explaining the psychological trauma that man is going through. Let's not even add what the wife herself has done. Let's leave that out of it. But psychologically, that man is going to be troubled for the rest of his life. I can tell you that, categorically speaking. I had an experience with my wife. 6 months she left the house and left these 3 beautiful children in my custody. I was able to manage and take care of them before she came back. But still, in that 6 months, there's so much. I've forgiven her. We're trying to start the marriage like it's a new, fresh marriage, like we just met. But you see, these memories are things you can't snap out of your life. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes,
So
I do.
concerning this particular guy, the man needs a lot of psychological attention, emotional attention at this point in his life. Let's not even talk about the spiritual prayers, the time he needs to spend with knowing God again, because he first needs to detach from everything that he has known and start life again, afresh. All the things he has learned, he has to unlearn it and start from like a new child. staff of, he needs teachers, he needs trainers, he needs moralists, people that will reorientate his mind psychologically, emotionally, and otherwise. Because if not, to be honest, there's going to be a downward spiral. He might, be shocked. He might be able to maneuver. If he's a strong person, another 1-2 years, he might be able to maneuver himself. But look, these scars is for life. So he will not be able to handle it himself. After a while, he will start to, lose it at some point. But right now, this is my advice to him if he's listening. He needs counseling, psychologically, spiritually, and emotionally. You need people around you right now. You need some level of what's the word now? You need attention, a lot of it. So this is my. Then concerning divorce, I'm also not a party to divorce, but in a situation where he would need to first detach, like I said, be separated from the woman for a while. Let him regain grounds. Let him understand himself a little bit again. Maybe after then, if maybe 1-2 years or some time of being by himself, regaining himself, regaining all those things he has lost. If he sees the woman, and thinks they can work it out, then that's good. But divorce is not the way immediately. If he acts on impulse, divorce might just be the only solution. But right now, he needs serious attention. He needs to focus. People need to come to him. His family, his own family members need to come to his aid, support him, assist him spiritually, mentally, psychologically. He needs counseling. He needs professionals as well to come in. Well, that's just my own 2 cents.
Thank you so much, Theophilus. Thank you for your contribution. For the first time, even I tire. You know what I mean? I think that I'm getting quite a lot of messages on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on Instagram. Quite a number of people are just saying that what's going on, this prophecy thing has ruined quite a lot of homes. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello? Okay.
Hello, good evening.
Oh, okay. I was just going to. Hello, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I couldn't hear. Yes. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Andrew. I'm calling from Adedoja.
Okay, hi Andrew. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the man should forgive the woman and let go.
I'm getting quite a lot of sweet contributions. Hello? Oh, I've lost. Oh, very short. I like that, Andrew. The man should forgive the woman and let go. Short and punchy. I have WhatsApp messages. Let me read one here very quickly. Good evening, Ma. Or good evening, Mrs. Dodger. Tonight's topic is very pathetic and very worrisome. How can people be so gullible, wicked, naive, inhuman? I'm very speechless. The wife is a very terrible person. Oh, she separated her husband from his own mom, all in the name of some prophecies. To crown it all, she was sleeping with this so-called prophet. Along the line, she bore a child for him. Who does that? For me, the only ground that the Bible agrees for divorce is adultery. So I think the man should move on with his life and they take the kids along. Now the man has lost his mom. My heart goes out to him. Thank you, Dozie Naji. Thank you so much. Hello, good evening. What's your name? Could you turn down the volume of your radio? Hello, it's who? It's who? Okay, hi Rotimi. Okay, talk to me. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think people talking about forgiveness and God hating divorce, I guess they didn't read their Bible or it gives a window, there's a open window there, except for the case of fornication, as Matthew 19:9. So I think the man has justification for divorce. And to be sincere, the woman didn't come to consent. She was exposed. I think we should understand that. That means she might not be repentant about this whole thing. She has cause to ask for forgiveness because she's exposed. And it was not looking like something that just happened once. I think the man will be at danger if he continues with that. And one other thing I feel is I don't know why the issue of wife and mother-in-law always is almost always the case.
Always.
At least 80%. At least 80% of it's not just possible to just tolerate each other. I don't know why that becomes a problem all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is indeed. Thank you so much, Rotimi. Thank you for your contribution. I was actually going to address that towards the end of the show. Time check, it's 6 minutes past 9 p.m. tonight, Thursday, the 4th of November, 2021. You're tuning to Talk to Me with myself, Adedoja Allen, live on City 1051 FM. So I think, yes, I agree with the callers. First off, we need to get to know God for ourselves. What do we mean by prophecy? What prophecy came that? From who? How? Is the person Jesus Christ? We need to learn to know God for ourselves. And if you know God, like they always say, God speaks to us. We're the ones that never listen. We're too busy to listen or to hear God. And majority of the time, we're lost in our own world to also pick what God is telling us. Prophecy came that. From who? Who is the prophet? And then the other thing is, in addition, oftentimes as Christians, when we're praying, we're always saying the God of, you'll be calling your pastor's name, the God of so and so person, the God of so and so person. Yes, they have built their relationship with God, and that's why you can say the God of, how about you? What if they didn't have that relationship with God? You can't say the God of my pastor, the God of my general overseer, the God of my father in the Lord. Build your own personal relationship, because you can say my own God. That's my own, my father, my God, my father who art in heaven. And another thing, like the last caller pointed out, is women, wives. We need to put ourselves in the shoes of our mothers or our mother-in-laws or mothers-in-law. I have 3 sons, for example. I cannot imagine any woman coming to give me that crap. I won't accept it. We need to mind the kind of seeds that we sow. I'll pick this call and continue. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good evening. My name is Femi.
Hi, Femi.
Yeah, good evening. So I've been listening to the program. So I want to say that I've had my own share of this prophecy thing.
Wow.
Yes. I'm a Christian. My mom is an evangelist, so we deeply rooted in Christian. So I was dating a lady. She's a Muslim. A very deep one. Mom and dad traveled to the Mecca, and she was a polygamy family. So, and whenever I talk to her about being closer to God, she always have the mindset of calling out to a pastor or imam. She does not really have that closeness, the intimacy with God to talk to God on herself. So, that's basically what actually happens that time. We are having so many issues as regards religions and building ourselves, and
people rely on.
I don't know why people cannot have access to God.
Yes, exactly.
They rely on
It's
God,
laziness. It's laziness.
Yes. You have to, even at the night, you have to, if there's anything, maybe you share the night or anything, she needs to put a call through the pastor or imam. So I really don't, you need to just build God, have a personal relationship.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
thank you so much. Yes. I'm of that school of thought as well. Thank you so much, Femi. Know God for yourself. Have your own relationship with God. Let God speak to you. Let God guide you. What's the major ways that God speaks to us? It is through His Word, through the Bible. Why do you need a prophet that would? Anyways, let me read this WhatsApp message. Good days. Good evening, Mrs. Adedoja Allen. My name is Steve from Omole. There's no sweet marriage anyway. There must be challenges, trials, and temptations. I really pity the man for all that he has passed through, but I will advise him to forgive and forget. It is well with him. Thanks, and God bless you. God bless CTFM. Amen. God bless you too. Thank you so much. So yes, like I was saying, many people have preached forgiveness. I'm also of that school of thought. The man has to forgive, and we're saying that the man has to forgive because if you look at it from the conclusion in his mail, it did sound like that option was open to him. And so, of course, if quite a number of us encourage him, forgive her, he will go that route. But of course, he has to come with quite a number of conditions. No more prophecy, no more prophets, no more getting close to any person. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening. This is PJ.
TJ?
The PJ, PJ.
PJ?
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to me.
I don't know what to forget about in this issue.
Why?
If a woman can let her husband and go to a prophet's house,
she was manipulated, PJ. She was manipulated.
So who? Because you listen, he wants to manipulate, but he was listening. He didn't trust her. He didn't trust the man he married. Why will you go leave your house and meet a prophet?
I know.
To seek an advice.
I sense you. I sense your irritation. I know.
If my wife is angry, my wife is not angry. He was telling me that the woman should be sent away out of the house.
Oh, your wife is listening with you.
He's there with me. He said the woman should be sent out of the house. They want to forget about. He made up her mind to destroy her home, and he has destroyed his home.
Honestly.
The man should not forgive her. But if he give her, if he gets a second chance, tomorrow he will meet another prophet, because he's used all this for this fake life.
Thank you. Thank you, PJ. Thank you, PJ. But do you know, PJ could be right. Some people are addicted to these prophets. So how do we even know that she's not? You know, it could be right there. Let me read this. You know the way this person started? He said, wait. I'm getting too tired of this prophecy thing. Everywhere. I thank God I did not follow prophecy. But by now, I would have lost my wife if I had listened. If God is not showing me same vision, exactly, is showing you, please hold your prophecy, Biko, before I pour you up water. Thank you. My names are Babs Olumide from Igondo. Is this another one? Yes, I think it says my counsel is infidelity as setting. I will advise a divorce if that man can not forget totally, which is not possible for him to forget because the trust is gone already. This is a very big issue. And that's it. Okay. Right. So many contributions. Thank you. All the contributions are valid. Time check again is 13 minutes past the hour of 9 p.m. tonight, Thursday, the 4th of November 2021. You know, I would say from everything, well, yes, there was that window from the way the man concluded that he is ready and willing to forgive the woman. He said that he still loves the 3 children, even including the one that is not his own biological child. So, okay, if he wants to forgive her, he can go ahead to forgive, but he must ensure that enough of all those prophet or prophecy thing don't bring it near the home again. He must put his foot down on that. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Okay. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Lake Yale.
You didn't tell me your name though. Okay.
Yeah, my name is Angel.
Angel. Oh, your voice sounds like the voice of an angel. Go ahead, talk to me. Oh, turn down the volume of your radio, Angel. Are you in the car? I lost you there, Angel. Right. So in addition, the man should then say to her that, you know, she must get to know God for herself. Hello? Can you turn down the volume of your radio set, please?
Hello? Kid the wife.
Hello?
Kid the wife.
Ah! Why? Hello? I'm getting some. The last caller just called and said, kill the wife, and he hung up. No, it can't be that bad. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello?
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 Hello, it's PJ once again.
Oh, hi, TJ. Okay, I think I lost you there, right? Oh, yeah. PJ. Is it PJ?
Yeah, PJ.
Oh, you are with your wife. Okay, all right, PJ, go ahead.
The man is only pretending.
You think so? You think so?
Yeah, I know so. I know so. It's
Okay.
a scar in the heart that cannot be ripped off. Whenever he see the
Especially
child,
because he lost his mom in the
he sees
process.
he lost his mom, he lost her mom, and whenever he see that child, forget it. You're a human being. We know how to pretend. You can never compare that thing with anybody. You lost your mom on the process, and the woman that made the loss your mom is there with you, with another person's wife,
Some people were
another person's child.
We're different,
It's not easy.
Thank you,
It's
P.
not easy.
Thank you
Let's
so
face the
much.
fact. It's not easy.
Thank you, PJ. Well, we're different, and that's the truth. Some people do forgive easily. Others find it quite difficult to let things go. But I would also, I mean, the reason, if I go back to the conclusion, the man says, my wife and her family have been begging and asking for forgiveness. My family want me to send my wife away. That is his family, not him. Then he said, I love my 3 children, even the one that is not mine. So I think the man just has a heart of gold, if I may put it that way. What should I do? If a man is asking you should he do, that means he hasn't made up his mind. There's still that window, that tiny ray of hope of reconciliation. He said, I will never forgive myself for allowing my wife push my mother away from me. So he's even blaming himself more than even blaming the woman, and how she died without seeing her grandchildren. I think that if you completely forgive her, that's fine. But what I would say is that the woman must be extremely sober and repentant. She must know the gravity of what she has done. That's just my own fear, because if you read the story all along, it seemed as if she couldn't even be bothered. She didn't want to speak to her husband's mom, and she was just not interested in the woman because of the false prophecy. So now that she has seen that it's false prophecy all along, has she learned her lesson? My own take is, whenever we make mistakes, I hope you've learned your lesson and you're not going to allow it to repeat itself. So if she's learned her lesson, if she's very remorseful, if she's very repentant, and if she, promises the man that she's never going to allow it to happen again, and she makes up for the lost opportunity, of course the mother can't come back, then I think that we can say that the man can forgive her. The man said he loves the 3rd child, irrespective or regardless of. So, okay, let's leave them. Let's not be the one to come in between them and say, oh, no, send her away. Or if he wants to keep her, fine. But he should just make sure that he sets some ground rules moving on. Could you turn down the volume of your radio, please?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
My name is Rachel. I'm calling from Nigeria.
Hello, Rachel. Talk to me.
Yeah, my own opinion is that I think the man should just divorce her, because I don't think he can ever genuinely forgive that woman, because she didn't open up in the first place. He has to find out from the police. If not, he would have still continued with the prophet. And as for the children, you can as well keep the 3 of them if you really want to.
All right, thank you, Rachel. So he should divorce the woman and keep the 3 children. Well, it's up to the man. Like I did say, I'm looking at it from the angle that the man is leaving that tiny ray of hope for reconciliation. We need to help the man to heal, because he cannot forgive himself. And I think a general word of advice for us women, married women, and women generally, we must embrace our mothers-in-law. Without them, you will not have your husband. So stop fighting with your mother-in-law. Your mother-in-law. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Doris, calling from Igondo.
Hi, Doris. Talk to me.
Well, I think this issue is serious.
Very serious matter. Very serious.
Really, really serious.
Honestly.
First of all, I want to commend the man for accepting the child as is not easy.
Yeah.
It takes courage
love,
and a very big heart to do that.
Yes.
I really commend him for that.
Yes.
But at the same time, I'm not against him divorcing, forgiving, or all that. But what I'm saying is, if eventually he should forgive the woman, if he knows that his heart is big enough and can accept forgiveness, he wants to really forgive the woman, if they should get back together, is he willing to let go of everything? It's not that if the woman makes no mistake now, he will now say, now so you do that time, whatever, this, that.
Abi,
If he
to refer
knows
to
that
it.
he will, yes, he will refer to it, and it will now make the woman become so emotional and traumatized and all that. If he knows that he will not be able to let go, then let him. In fact, now is the right time for him to just cut off every ties with the lady. But that does not stop him from being emotionally traumatized for the rest of his life. Not even with the fact that the mother is dead and was not able to see the grandchildren and all that.
Yeah.
But let him at least let him have mercy. Let him have mercy.
Thank you.
Please, let him have mercy. So I really think he should forgive, but if he wants to, he should not refer. He should not refer that. Now so you do that time, and the woman should take caution as well.
Exactly.
She should take caution.
Exactly.
She should take caution. Nothing like prophet or any.
Nothing like that anymore.
Is one thing in this our country that is destroying everything.
I'm telling you.
I have so many personal experiences.
I know.
Yes. So the lady should take caution, and if it truly it's all about love. If he truly loves that lady, then there is nothing that is stopping them from getting back together. But so many conditions must be stated before anything can happen again.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Doris. Thank you. Is it Doris or Rachel? Okay. Thank you. Oh, Rachel. Yes, it's Rachel. Thank you so much, Rachel. Hello. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Maranatha from Ajawa State.
Hello, Maranatha. Did you say Maranatha? Okay.
Yes, Maranatha.
All right, talk to me.
Okay, my own contribution. Let the man forgive the woman. Let the man forgive the woman. That is our own contribution.
Thank you, Maranatha.
Let me forget about everything. Even though he will not forgive that woman, he will not come back. His mother will not come back again. Let him forget everything. Yes. Let him forgive her and move on with his life and with his kids.
Okay. Thank you so much, Maranatha. Just before the calls came, I was advising women we need to stop fighting with our mothers-in-law. They are the ones that gave birth to our husbands. When I got married to my husband, the first thing I noticed, I'm telling you from day one, when my mother-in-law came visiting, was that she loves her sons. She has 3 sons and 1 daughter. She loves her children. She loves her son. So I immediately saw that, and immediately I knew I needed to just step back a little bit and allow them their mother-son bond. And then I know that, okay, I'm wife. I know my place as wife. She doesn't disturb us. We need to deal with the fear of God. Whatever you sow, you will reap. So let's talk to ourselves. Everybody is saying now that he should forgive her, he should forgive her, he should forgive her. Let's also talk to ourselves, women. If you are the kind of woman that fights with your mother-in-law, disrespects your mother-in-law, you are at loggerheads with your mother-in-law, you need to stop. You need to stop it. I mean, look at what has happened. See the kind of damage this sort of thing has caused in this marriage. If she had loved her mother-in-law and given the woman a chance, this would never have happened. Even when the husband tried to bring both of them together, she didn't agree. What happened? We need to really, really, get a grip of this thing. We must stop it if we're doing it. This is very bad. It's a wrong thing to do. If you truly and genuinely love your husband and you want the best for your husband and your children, you must love his mother. You must love his mother. You're not married to his mother. So there's no need to become what do they call that thing? I don't know what to use. Is Yoruba word that came to my mind. I'm so irritated. We need to really tell ourselves the truth. We're not you guys are, your husband is your husband, your mother-in-law is your mother-in-law. Have a good relationship with both of them, your mother-in-law and your husband. If your mother-in-law does anything that you're not happy, that's what I do. I'll just simply, use style and tell my husband, there's a will. Just let mommy know, tell mommy this, and and that's it. And he will deal with it. And I'll just, you pretend as if, hey, it's coming from the, but now you beg your husband, say, help me tell my, your mom pay this and this and this and this, and that's it. And you keep him moving. There's peace in the home. We need to learn to do things correctly. This is what I found quite devastating in the whole thing. How can you be enemies with your mother-in-law? And then all this prophecy matter. What are you looking for? What are you looking for, woman? Prophecy that what? You are a woman. A woman is a wife and as an intercessor. You should be the one to intercede for your husband, intercede for your children, intercede over your husband and your children, over your family. A praying woman is a successful woman, or is a woman that has everything. If you know how to pray, if you know how to intercede over your husband and your children, then you have everything. I'll just take my last call now before I round up the show. Hello, good evening. What's your name? Could you turn down the volume of your radio, please? Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening, ma. My name is Emmanuel from Alagbili.
Hello, Emmanuel.
Yeah, good evening, ma.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I had what happened, so I was trying to call because I lost my phone. That's why I didn't want to call. But what that woman did is very, very wrong.
Very bad.
Very wrong.
Extremely.
And that's, it's not easy to forgive. I cannot fix you. You don't, I'm telling you, so let's take the grace of God for that man to forgive.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what they are looking for in the prophet of the prophet. And this prophet who has ended up defending this man, and God will never forgive him. That kind of a prophet. So now, you have to ask this question. If the husband decides to forgive this woman, how will she face the family home, the family of his husband? How is she going to face them? You understand me? Yes, I know it is not easy, but if the man can find it in his heart to forgive her, he can do that. But if he don't want to forgive, because of the one particular thing she does, she let her have, and this is a lesson to every other woman that they should learn. You have to tell your husband whether good or bad, because marriage is a better for us. Yes, but on this is not the kind of what we are talking about. This one is lesser.
Yeah.
So I pray that God should tell that man, I give him the grace to bear and the loss of the mother. So that is my thing. They should just find it in to forgive. And also, they should put it also in prayer. Nothing God cannot do.
Yeah. I agree. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. And that's it for the number of calls to take tonight. Thank you to all my listeners. We've had this discussion. Some said forgive, others said do not forgive. I'm sorry, I would not be able to take any more calls. We're rounding up the show in the next 1 minute. But I would also say the guy or the man should forgive simply because it's obvious that the man is willing to forgive her. But I think the stress, what we need to emphasize is the woman. I hope that she has learned her lesson, and I hope that she will never allow it to repeat itself. And I hope again that she will use this opportunity to draw near or closer to God, find God for herself. Let God be her God, not the God of the prophets. And she stops seeking prophecies about Ariran. What did he say? What did the future say? She should not worry or think about that. She should read her Bible, know God for herself, get close to God, and she will hear God speak. If she promises that she's going to do all of this, then by all means, the man can honestly forgive her and let things go, and then they start all over again afresh. She becomes more prayerful by herself. I mean, look at what the guy said. Oh, she does pray and fast. You do pray and fast, and then you're still going to seek for prophecy. It's quite annoying. Women, let's talk to ourselves. We are mothers, we are wives, and we are intercessors. Let us act as one, and our marriages will be saved and blessed. That's all that I can take tonight. It's a wrap on the show. I apologize if I cannot take your calls. I can see that my phone lines are still buzzing. Just join me again next week, Thursday, for another interesting true life story or true life case study that we will dissect together on the show. I appreciate you, all my listeners and all my callers. I do really enjoy your contribution, and I also learn a lot from your wisdom that you share on the show. Thank you very much. See you next time. This show makes a return next week, Thursday at 8:30 p.m.
Talk to me with Adedoja Allen.